This is a real Enkei RPF1 race wheel, and this is a cheap knockoff.
And we're gonna ram them into that curb.
See, the fact of the matter is, a lot of car enthusiasts, Nolan included, buy cheap knockoff parts to save a few bucks.
But can cheaping out actually cost you your life like a lot of people online say?
Today we're gonna find out. I'm James, he's Zach, welcome to Donut.
Hit it, Jerry!
That's about what I expected.
Thank you to Keeps for sponsoring today's video.
The beautiful planet Earth is under attack.
They're balding too fast.
But I thought we eliminated hair loss on Earth, Captain. How could something like this just creep up?
Because no one expects the inherited bad gene.
This cannot get any worse. Oh, it got worse. It got worse.
This bad gene is unpreventable.
Don't worry, Captain. We've got the power of Keeps on our side. Keeps makes hair loss prevention easy by shipping your hair loss medication directly to your door at about half the cost of a traditional pharmacy. Plus, Keeps has an award-winning, all-natural thickening shampoo and conditioner system. Everything you need to battle bad genes.
Great work. Now quick, let's help the others. Hair loss stops with Keeps. To get a special offer, go to keeps.com/donutmedia or click the link in the description.
The first thing we're gonna be testing today is race seats. Here we have a Brid Vios 3, which originally retailed for $1,000.
And like with any high-end car brand, you're gonna have some copycats out there. Like this $400 ripoff that we found on Facebook Marketplace.
Now, before we get to beating these things up, let's take a good hard look at them and see how they compare.
Do you think that these are made out of the same material?
Well, I don't know. I know what this is made out of. This is made out of FRP.
Which stands for Franklin Roosevelt Polymers.
And sometimes it stands for fiberglass reinforced polymer, which we know this seat is made out of because they give us that info. But this knockoff, we don't know.
We don't know. The guy barely responded to our DMs.
This one feels pretty light.
Let's see how much the knockoff weighs. The fake seat weighs 14 pounds flat.
Now let's see about the real one. 15.4 pounds, that means it's made with more stuff.
Yeah, the real one is 1.5 pounds heavier than the knockoff.
The fake seat is probably some sort of fiberglass, maybe not a fiberglass reinforced polymer, but goodbye. And so this is what a real one looks like, which is what every Brid seat should come with.
I think it's interesting that whoever counterfeited this seat went through the effort of making a counterfeit sticker
And didn't make it the same.
but didn't match it at all.
Right, it's like, why even do it then?
We pay a lot of attention to fonts, and this is awful. Also, the real seat has an authentication sticker on the side. The fake one does not. All right, so why would someone like Nolan buy a fake seat?
Well, I mean, obviously you want to save some money and you still want to look cool and have a seat that holds you in place, which, you know, a knockoff seat can do all those things, but the difference really comes in when it comes to safety. The real seat is FIA certified. It's approved by the FIA to be a safe seat that you can race with. Yeah, we've got a little donut version of an FIA certified test that we're going to carry out on these seats. We're gonna drop a truck on them.
We're gonna drop a truck on them.
And this is the truck. You may remember this truck. This is High Truck from a previous season of High Low. You should go check it out. And underneath of it, we have the real Brid Vios 3 seat. And what we're gonna be doing here is sort of replicating a real test. Now what the FIA does is try to crush the seat across the shoulder plane, squishing it this way, like a really, really tight hug. And what they're doing is putting 30 kilonewtons of force across the shoulder plane and looking for it to crush more than 200 millimeters. We don't have the official rig, but we're gonna drop this truck on both seats across the shoulder plane and see which one squishes more. Whichever one does, loses.
All right, 3, 2, 1. No.
Looks like we squished about 165-ish millimeters. The other question I have is like whether or not the truck is resting on suspension or the seat at this point. But we're gonna try again with the fake Brid seat, and if it crushes more, then we know that it's worse. But if it crushes to about 160 millimeters, then we know that our test is just made up and terrible.
All right, Zach, drop that truck.
Okay.
Oh, God.
That seemed to do a little bit of cracking.
All right, so on an audio level, That was way more violent. That sounded like someone's back crushing.
Way more bad. And so that puts us at about 160, which tells me that we're just on the truck suspension at this point. I mean, the fact is, the real seat is FIA certified and this one is not. Regardless of dropping a truck on it, you know which seat is the good seat.
Yeah. Regardless of our test, the real seat has already been tested by people smarter than us.
With real tests.
With real tests, real equipment. I mean, this thing passed and this thing didn't even show up. Say, Zach, what's under this car cover?
My S14.
I forgot that you had this.
Yeah, well, it doesn't run.
Well, I know the perfect way to get it running, or at least motivate us to get it running. Let's add some aero.
Ah, yes. Let's. This is a real Rocket Bunny spoiler for an S14 that we got off our friends at Greddy and we paid $320.
And this is its counterfeit counterpart that we got online for $97. Right off the bat, this one's black, that one's white.
This one's white. This one feels nice. It's got a little flex to it. It's pretty thin.
Yeah, you
it's
have a
lightweight.
nice sticker with Japanese words on it.
That's true. That's how you know it's a real part.
This one has a number 17 written in Sharpie. Now both of these claim to be made out of FRP. The real Rocket Bunny has like a nice like kind of lip here.
Yeah.
And this doesn't.
Yeah, that looks nasty.
This looks like a bad like mold.
Yeah. And this looks like it was made by somebody who cared about it, you know?
Yeah, we know the guy. His name's Mira.
Yeah.
We made an entire video about Mira. We'll put a link in the description, but all of these parts are made by crazy digital computer scans, and this is probably based on this.
Yeah, it seems to definitely be based on it. All right, James, to test the strength and durability of our spoilers, why don't you push on them, try to get them to flex, see how they handle it.
I can't get enough force.
Huh, well, what should we do?
Well, if only we had a friend who was really good at nunchucks.
Whoa! Holy crap! All right, 3, 2, 1, hit it!
Oh! All right, so one hit in, it took off the outer layer.
Yeah, but it's still in one piece.
I'm bummed because I really wanted you to have this for your car.
I thought that was sort of like the silver lining to this video, but I guess not.
Let's see how the cheap spoiler compares.
Okay, Christopherson, are you ready? Yes, sir. 3, 2, 1, hit it!
All right, so after one thwack, it's definitely cracked more.
It is definitely cracked from that thwack, and that's way
both
deeper
sides.
into the fiberglass. That's like dug way in, and it split it this way. And would you look at that? At the very end of the spoiler, it started to split in half along that line as well. So, not very good.
So the counterfeit piece broke way harder, quicker.
Yeah.
I'd say it's pretty obvious. The legitimate part is a lot better quality.
Obviously, this isn't the most scientific way to test spoilers, but to us, buying authentic parts means supporting people who designed them, and you know you're getting the highest quality version possible.
This is a real Enki RPF1.
And this is an ESR SR11.
Huh, looks kind of similar.
Surprisingly, they look pretty similar.
What's up with that?
This wheel in this spec retails for $450 each. This one, about half the price at $250.
This uses a process that Enki refers to as MAT, or Most Advanced Technology, and all that means is that this is a rotary forged wheel. And what that means is that this wheel is made, the face is cast, they gravity cast the whole wheel, and then they put it onto a rotary forged drum, and they draw out the barrel. And what that does is squishes the metal, makes the grain structure a lot tighter, so you get the characteristics of a forged wheel in a cast wheel. It's pretty cheap, but very strong.
ESR doesn't provide any information on how they make these wheels. And I think once we crack these things open, we're gonna be able to tell a huge difference in the quality of the materials.
Yeah, I think these should be much stronger. This is just a cast wheel, where this is a cast wheel that's then rotary forged. So if that rotary forging does anything, this should be a stronger wheel. Now, last time we tested real versus fake wheels, we dropped a wheel off the roof.
This time, we're gonna drop an anvil off the roof onto the wheels, like a couple of Wile E. Coyotes.
Yeah, we're switching it up.
Yeah. Then we're gonna take a little microscopic look at the inside of these things to see the differences in the metallurgy of both wheels. First, the real Enki RPF ones.
3, 2, 1.
Yeah!
Oh,
Direct hit!
Yeah! All right, so this thing is dented for
Dented.
sure. You
Now-
could limp home on this for definite.
Absolutely, it's gonna have a little bit of a vibration, but you're still in one piece and you're still alive. Now let's see how that ESR SR11 does.
3, 2, 1.
Boy, you hit it square on the front face bead and it broke.
Dude, this thing is cracked, bro.
That's not a barrel hit really, but it hit the lip and literally ripped it off the face, which is pretty crazy.
I mean, this is pretty obvious, but we're gonna try it again. Hit the barrel directly because we're scientists and we want some like really good data.
Oh, it broke! This thing can't dent to save its life. We ripped right through the barrel. And a nice dent, hole.
All right, so we have some cross sections from each wheel here. The fake one, we have a much larger cross section.
For some reason. Okay, that's a pretty good focus there. What do you see?
Metal.
Yeah, it looks like something you'd find under the ground.
Yeah, it looks like a rock.
Yeah, I mean, it looks pretty uniform. I don't see any big chunks. It just looks like tiny speckles of metal all squished together.
Which I guess is what you want in a wheel.
I think so. Now let's look at the knockoff wheel and see if we can see any difference.
Yeah, so right off the bat, the fake wheel has a lot more inconsistencies than the real wheel.
Yeah, it looks like gravel.
Big old chunks of crap in it.
And basically what that means is the metal is just less dense. It's less squished together, and you get some porosity, which means that there's places that there isn't metal, which is not what you want in a wheel. All right, James, well, it's very interesting, I think, that we've got a huge piece of the fake wheel and just a tiny piece of the real wheel. How did that happen?
Well, it happened during our final test featuring the new Donut Mobile Laboratory.
Roll that footage. So we've all seen videos of guys doing bad donuts into a curb and breaking their wheels, especially in those takeovers, which you shouldn't do. But what we want to see today is if we can break a wheel by hitting it laterally, by hitting it sideways. So we've mounted them up on the front of our Previa. We're going to run straight into a curb. See what happens. All right, Jerry, hit it!
Oh my God!
That's about what I expected.
But
Well,
the
okay.
knockoff shattered.
It's true. So the test rig didn't work exactly how we intended it to, but it still ended up doing its job.
The real wheel is
In mostly one
messed
piece.
up, but mostly in one piece. The fake one shattered.
Exactly
Yeah,
what I predicted.
Ripped it off.
But it worked out great.
Damn.
Oh my God.
Took a big chunk out, but you know what? Didn't do that.
Well, Henry, I don't know about your welding skill, but the test worked out in spite of it.
Fake wheels, potentially killers. If you run over a curb going 100 miles an hour.
Sideways.
Sideways. Thank you guys for watching this video and everything else on Donut Media. Click that subscribe button so you don't miss anything. We upload videos all the time. Go pick up a camera. Go work on a car with your friends. It's not that hard, it just sucks sometimes.